As a corporate investigator, I've learned one thing that terrifies the most aggressive leaders in the building. Meanness is almost never about strength. It's the moment they lose control. When I see someone start to become hostile, I don't see a villain. I see a person who knows their power is slipping. Why your meanest coworker is actually losing power. Hi, I'm Rowena Chase, a corporate investigator. I'm going to show you the forensic signs of the mean behavior collapse and why their anger is actually a confession of weakness. Why bullies are actually panicking. In a forensic interview, the first person to get nasty is usually the person who has run out of evidence. I've interviewed enough aggressive, high-level executives to realize that people with actual influence don't need to be loud. True power is effortless. It doesn't need to bark because it owns the room by default. When someone who used to be composed suddenly becomes mean, snide comments, public belittling, or unnecessary aggression, it's a signal that their baseline of control has been compromised. In investigations, we call this threat response. They aren't attacking because they are strong. They are attacking because they feel hunted. They are building a wall of hostility to hide the fact that their influence is eroding. When a professional's polished exterior finally breaks and they start acting hostile, it's usually because they know the evidence of their past errors is about to be discovered. The loudest in the room is the weakest in the deal. There is a direct inverse relationship between how much someone yells and how much leverage they actually have. Think about it. Someone who knows they have the winning argument doesn't need to be dramatic. They stay calm because they know the facts are already on their side. In the corporate world, meanness is a low-budget substitute for actual authority. When a manager loses the ability to inspire or lead through competence, they pivot to fear. Fear is a short-term asset with a high interest rate. It works for a week, maybe a month, but it eventually destroys the trust and psychological safety of the entire team. When I see a manager start shouting to get their way, I know they are nearing the end of their career at that company. They are using noise to hide the fact that they no longer have any real value to the organization. Is your coworker using fear tactics or just failing? Hostility is often what happens when an insecure person tries to exert control over areas that aren't actually their responsibility. When people feel they are losing their grip on the big things, the quarterly targets, the board's trust, the technological shifts, they start obsessing over the small things. They become mean about your tone in an email. They become hostile about the font on a slide deck. They pick fights over lunch breaks. This is displacement. They can't fix the fact that the company's strategy is failing, so they exert a villainous level of control over your desk setup. If you're being micromanaged with a side of malice, understand the forensic reality. They are trying to prove they still exist in a system that has already moved past them. The hidden signs, they know they're being replaced. During my younger years, I thought mean people were just tough. Now I see it as a lack of professional stamina. Integrity is heavy. It takes energy to maintain. When a person is losing power, they are often exhausted. They are busy playing secret office politics, looking for a new job before they get caught, and trying to hide their mistakes before someone like me finds them. That exhaustion causes their filters to fail. The mean comments are actually leaks of their internal stress. When they snap at you, they aren't actually mad at your report. They are reacting to the email they just got from the CEO that they don't know how to answer. Every mean interaction is a data point. If you track the spikes in their hostility, you can usually map them directly to the moments they felt most vulnerable. Their tongue is sharp because their position is dull. How to neutralize a mean coworker with silence. The biggest mistake you can make when dealing with a mean coworker is to meet them with the same energy. That is exactly what they want. They want to pull you into the mud because in the mud, everyone looks the same. It justifies their behavior. Instead, I use the pause. When someone is mean, I don't defend and I don't attack. I just look at them. I let the mean comment hang in the air for 3 seconds too long. I treat their outbursts like a fascinating piece of evidence I'm cataloging. When you refuse to be disrespected and stay calm, You force the other person to face the permanent record of their own bad behavior. Silence is the ultimate mirror. It shows everyone in the room and the human resources department exactly which person has lost their ability to behave like a professional. Why most corporate villains end up alone. I have conducted hundreds of exit interviews. The cases I remember most aren't the simple ones. They are the ones where a powerful bully finally lost their job. Once their title is gone, they realize they have no supporters or friends left because they burned every bridge they crossed. They spent their power on being right and being feared instead of being respected. As soon as they lose their job and their computer access is cut off, they disappear from the professional world entirely. No one calls them for the next big role. No one invites them to the new startup. Their meanness was a fire that kept them warm, but it eventually burned down the very house they were trying to protect. And deep down, I know this. If you are currently the target of someone's corporate meanness, I want you to shift your perspective. Don't see a threat, see a signal. You are seeing the final, desperate signs of someone whose influence is completely disappearing. People who are secure in their value and their future don't have the time or the inclination to be mean. They are too busy building. People act mean when they are terrified that success is a limited resource and they are about to lose their share of it. It is the sound of someone who believes there isn't enough power to go around, and they are terrified their portion is shrinking. So, the next time they snap or the next time they try to make you feel small, just remember what I see from the other side of the desk. They aren't winning. They are just loud because they are losing.